Well, the Giants yesterday with the Los Angeles Rams, I know that this was another one of these Giants played hard. Giants were in the game. They were a 13-point underdog. They showed some fight and all of those things. But they still did not score a touchdown. They still can't run the ball to save their lives. And they still have a quarterback that when his team has a shot is turning the ball over in critical situations. Those things are still happening. So, yeah, the defense actually played great. And I don't know what the hell the Rams were doing because they were trying to. It was almost like they were trying to play down to the Giants' level and slow the game down themselves for whatever reason. They were running the ball a ton. I thought that Jared Goff would just stand back there and it would be Kupp, and then it would be Woods, and then it would be Higbee, and just bang, bang, bang right down the field like we saw the Steelers do with a million of those crossing routes against the Giants. That really wasn't the case. I mean, nobody was doing anything offensively, especially through the air, until that Kupp touchdown. And the Giants hung around, but then once again, because they're a one-dimensional offense that can't run the ball unless it's Daniel Jones, because they can't score touchdowns, and because the quarterback is just waiting to turn the ball over in a critical moment, they're going to lose lots of games. And it was the same pattern as the first 2 weeks, almost to a T. So, yes, 13-point underdog, they came in there and they fought, but, I mean, did they really? I mean, they didn't even get sniff a touchdown, even get close to it.
Just know that the Giants ran for 136 yards, while the Rams only ran for 58 yards. And the Giant defense does deserve a lot of credit. They had the one blown coverage on the Cooper Kupp touchdown late in the game. It was a zone, and the backside safety didn't get to the middle of the field. It was like he was lost in space, and that was a rookie. And, you know, those things happen, and it unfortunately for the Giants, it happened at the wrong spot. You know, Daniel Jones was sacked 5 times. He did run with the ball effectively, I thought. You know, there were a couple passes.
He's got to stop being their best option running the football.
Well, I know that. I know. But, you know, I thought Devonta Freeman ran well yesterday. I thought Gallman ran well.
34 yards. He had 33 yards, Devonta Freeman.
I know, but how many times did he run with it? He ran with it 11 times, right? So they don't.
So he's less than 3 yards per carry, and that's running well?
Honestly, I thought the Giants outplayed the Rams for the better part of the game. And both
Not offensively, they didn't.
Well, because they didn't score touchdowns. And if they don't score touchdowns, you know, then that's the quarterback's thing. Like when you watch Russell Wilson, you watch, watch Aaron Rodgers tonight, Josh Allen yesterday, even Derek Carr to a certain extent. These guys are making throws down the field, man. They are throwing, and their wide receivers are making unbelievable catches. There were some great plays yesterday. That Brandon Ayuk for San Francisco made an unbelievable play last night, leaping into the end zone like a track star. There was a great catch by John Brown on the goal line for Josh Allen, who I thought was probably going to be out of the game the way he awkwardly fell on his left shoulder, like his buddy Sam Darnold. You know, they go back into the game and they play, and Josh Allen had a terrific second half. He didn't run quite as much. I think he was trying to protect himself. But, you know, this is something that the Giants and the Jets are not doing. They're not legitimately trying to throw the ball down the field. How many bombs have we seen on a Sunday afternoon, whether it be Baker Mayfield? Hell, Jarvis Landry threw a bomb yesterday that was right on a rope, right on a line, man. It was unbelievable. And Odell Beckham Jr. had the game of his life yesterday all over the place. And that's the Odell Beckham Jr. I think that the Browns thought that they were getting when they traded him from the Giants, but they need more than one game from him. But they're not generating any big plays. But neither team here locally is generating anything offensively in terms of big plays. And that's the frustrating part, especially when you're watching other young quarterbacks around the league generating plays like Joe Burrow, Justin Herbert. I mean, these guys are throwing the ball down the field, and their teams are making plays for them.
Yeah, and it almost seems like, well, the Jets are a completely different story, I think, because, I mean, they can't do anything well at all. They've gotten blown out every single week. Well, actually, not this past week. They lost to a terrible team, but they were blown out 3 times prior to that. The Giants have hung in games. But it's almost like Jason Garrett is afraid to unleash Daniel Jones because of his turnover potential. Really, I think that's what it is. It's like, well, I'm not going to throw the ball down the field or take a risk, because all this guy does is, if he were waiting for that route to develop, he's going to fumble the ball if a guy gets near him, or he's going to throw the ball down the field and it's going to get picked. That's probably what it is they're being safe because this guy's just a turnover machine every single week. It's every week. You can count on it. It's like clockwork at this point. Like I know they're down 8 and they would have needed to score a touchdown, which they didn't do the entire game, and then get a 2-point conversion, so it was unlikely at that point. But still, another opportunity. Same thing as the Bears game. Same thing as the Steelers game. Here come the Giants with a shot. Daniel Jones pick. It's like you can time it out. You know when it's happening, and it happens every time.
You know, to me yesterday watching Daniel, I felt like he was trying not to turn the ball over. Like I felt like now all of a sudden
like that, right?
No, you can't. You can't. But you're trying to balance, his mental, confidence, but you're also trying to give him plays. And believe you me, they run plays where they have guys going deep all the time. It's not like they don't have that. It's not like they're just calling like 5-yard routes or not. These are concepts that are being run. And I actually thought, at the beginning of the year that, especially in that first game against Pittsburgh, Jason Garrett called a hell of a game because they couldn't run for crap, and they were playing that 34 Steeler defense that's going to be one of the best in the league when it's all over said and done with. And I thought some of the offensive concepts and some of the passing concepts down the field were great, and they actually looked like a real team there until that turnover inside the 10-yard line where Bud Dupree hits his arm, and then Cam Hayward comes down with the interception. But I just felt like yesterday watching Daniel, he did not want to turn the ball over at all, and he did a really good job of not having. That's one of the reasons why they were in the game. If he throws 2 or 3 interceptions in that game, then the Rams are probably going to run up 30, 34 points on him. But, he throws that pass to the right, and it's behind the receiver, and it's an easy interception, and it ends the game. And that's the killer part of the game. But overall, he played a careful game, and he didn't turn anything over until late in the game, which again, I understand is an issue. But it seemed to me like he was playing like he just did not want to turn the ball over, that he's extremely aware of the criticism that is coming his way because of the turnovers.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that I see it differently of playing a careful game against a team that you're a massive underdog against. I didn't see when Justin Herbert had to play against the Kansas City Chiefs, I didn't see the Chargers that week playing a careful game. I saw them going forward on 4th down. I saw them throwing the ball down the field. I saw them saying, all right, we have to take risks because we can't just beat this team straight up. Now, I don't want to see the Giants on the road as a 13-point underdog play a careful game because it just doesn't work. It doesn't. You had that team on the ropes, and you couldn't find that play offensively to break them. And you said it yourself, you thought that they outplayed the Rams for most of the game. So where's that big play? Where's that back-breaking thing? Where is that throw down the field to test them a little bit? Playing careful when you're a massive underdog and your season's not going anywhere is for what? What is the point?
I mean, for us as analysts and for us as fans, that's how we think. We think, come on, let's just let it loose and let it go. What do you got to lose?
How about other teams think like that, too? This is what I'm saying. I'm giving you other examples in the NFL.
I understand that, and it's Justin Herbert's second start or his first start, and then his second start, he learns a little bit more. And by the way, they didn't have Austin Eckler yesterday because he got hurt. But, they do have Austin Eckler, Keenan Allen, Mike Williams when they're healthy. They have Hunter Henry.
Mike Williams didn't play yesterday either.
I know. I said when healthy. So, look, I'm not sitting here telling you I'm making excuses. I'm telling you that if I'm a Giant or Jet fan and I'm watching some of these other players play and these other teams play, I'm like, why can't my team do that? Why isn't my team even attempting to do that? I'm just telling you, I thought he played a game yesterday where he was just trying not to turn the ball over. And unfortunately, he did at the end. I mean, for 3 quarters, the reason the game was close is because he didn't have one of his dopey turnovers again.
And then he lost the game with one.
Yes, you could say that, definitely. And then you also alluded to you felt like there's no running game whatsoever.
There isn't.
So it really falls on him.
There isn't unless it's him. I mean, he had 6 for 45. I mean, the combination that Wayne Gallman looked okay on a couple of runs, but you can't give me Devontae Freeman. I mean, he's done. That guy is cooked.
Yeah,
you can't get anything going with him.
But, Jude, they have no other choice. It's not like there's not like they have a stable of 50 running backs that they can pick from. They're taking guys off the street. A lot of teams are too. But by the way, a lot of teams are as well. I mean, you watch. I'm sure you watched the Vikings-Texans game yesterday, right?
Mm-hmm.
Man, that was some ugly football, dude.
Yeah, bad teams. Couple bad teams. Dalvin Cook is the best player on the field yesterday, and that's really what it came down to.
The Giants don't have a Dalvin Cook, and neither do the Jets. Neither one of them do.
Yeah,
So,
Bill O'Brien. I mean, I'm sure we'll talk about it at some point. Bill O'Brien, you could not screw that thing up worse than Bill O'Brien has screwed it up. I mean, I don't know how you can have and spend the money you've spent on that roster. And I know that they had a tough start to the schedule, but to be sitting here at 0-4 and to lose that game to the Vikings at home yesterday with a quarterback like Deshaun Watson, I don't know how you can be that bad. I really don't. And I think it's just going to continue to get worse.
Yeah, well, the big thing about the NFL is that at home doesn't matter anymore. I mean, I think it really comes down to, and I was watching between the Bears and the Colts yesterday. I was watching the Colts sideline. The Colts sideline, for whatever reason, I mean, they're hopping up and down, they're screaming and yelling, they're slapping each other on the back. Now they kicked the crap out of the Bears yesterday, and I don't know if that is a thing that the coaches are. I'd have to ask Frank. I haven't asked him, but I don't know how you're manufacturing the emotion for 4 quarters in a empty stadium, especially a stadium as big as the Bears have out there, Soldier Field, and I'm just watching the Colts just going off on the sidelines, and you can hear every time they make a tackle and every time they're running to make a tackle, how just energized they are. And then you watch some other teams, and you watch teams that are dead, and like to me, the Texans are one of those teams, the Jets are one of those teams. Even the Giants yesterday, even with a spirited effort, and maybe it was because of the Jalen Ramsey, Golden Tate stuff going on, they had a hell of an effort from their defense. I thought overall a hell of an effort by the team. It's just that the quarterback's just not generating enough big plays.
Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And don't forget to hit the red bell so you're notified when we have new content.